welcome to another episode of the Camper Report. Super excited to be here for one. For two, I am absolutely pumped. Hold on, let me just get this music up here. Anyways, let's get to it. I am super pumped. I'm just like, this is such a crazy time in the NBA. It is incredible what is going on in the NBA. And I just wanted to talk about a few topics. But first, you can find me on Apple Podcasts and iHeart.com. I also recently got on Spotify, so you can also find me there. And on Apple Podcasts, quickly give a review. Scroll to the bottom, near the bottom of the episode. It should be leave a review. Tell me what you like about the show. Tell me what needs to get better, and give me a review. Like, honestly, do that. So that's all I gotta ask from you guys. Let's see. So let's get right into it. Reactions to the Russell Westbrook trade, and this was it came at the time when it was such a surprising time, because the Lakers were like, there was news. So let's go through the timeline real quick. There was news that that Buddy Hield earlier on in the morning. I think it was 10 o'clock. Woj says Buddy Hield and the Lakers and the Kings are finalizing a deal to send Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma the 22nd pick, which I think that's too much for a player caliber like Buddy Hield. So they're finalizing a deal for that pick. And it was basically saying, yeah, the Lakers are finalizing a deal. We'll see a deal happen sometime for them trying to land Buddy Hield, right? So that was about 10:30, I believe, in the morning. And then this news just all of a sudden breaks at like 1. Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. And some people, I want to react to this because I was talking, Not Your Average Sports, a lot of people said they traded away a lot of their depth. We've seen many times in the past that depth does not matter at all. I feel like depth, it's slightly underrated, right? And I don't know. The Lakers will get depth back now because of Russell Westbrook, because of LeBron James, because of Anthony Davis. People are going to want to play with these duo because of Russell Westbrook and all these players. So people are going to want to play with Russell Westbrook and people like that. And so these are guys that here I'll put down some players right here that the Lakers could get that are great shooters. Now the Lakers just need to surround themselves with good shooters. Rudy Gay, Carmelo Anthony, Ben McLemore, and then they could re-sign Alex Caruso, THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Danny Green, and Dwight Howard, an athletic center, if they needed one. There is so many shooters, like Danny Green, for example. Like, you can go and get him, and maybe he'll want to play for a veteran minimum. Rudy Gay is a veteran minimum player. All of those guys are great shooters, so it does not matter who you trade for. They can still find shooters. I don't even want to think about the depth, because what did Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma do for us anyways in the playoffs? Nothing. They really did. They didn't do a ton of things. I wasn't very impressed with them at all. So it's crazy because the league is just, it's insane how one moment in time you have the Lakers going to trade for Buddy Hield, and then Russell Westbrook is available, and the Lakers are trading for Russell Westbrook all of a sudden. So it's crazy how one moment in time the Lakers are trading for Russell Westbrook, and another trying to do a deal with Buddy Hield, and another moment in time they're trading for Russell Westbrook. And my understanding of this was the Lakers had A, B, and C. Number C was Buddy Hield trade, getting Buddy Hield, a shooter, one of the most prolific shooters in the NBA right now. Second in shooting overall. Tell me, guys, if my speech is a little bit lag because it's looking a bit bad. But anyways, so Buddy Hield was, I don't know what plan A was, but plan B was Russell Westbrook, and once they thought that Russell Westbrook was available, they decided to go and get Russell Westbrook. The thing that I really I didn't get was DeMar DeRozan was on the table, right? And nobody really expected them to trade for Russell Westbrook. And it was kind of surprising because it's like, I guess now looking at it, DeMar DeRozan would have been harder to get because they would have had to probably execute a sign and trade. But it's crazy because now, you have Russell Westbrook on a $45 million deal. You have LeBron combined, LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook, it is over $120 million, which is insane. So yeah, the Lakers are going to have to go cheap. They're going to try to re-sign some of their guys, but overall, I would grade this move an A+, because this move gets you into contention, and I don't even want to hear anybody say that it's going to be bad depth, because the Lakers can easily get depth on veteran minimums. They could easily get guys, so stuff like that. Now, the news that I wasn't thinking of talking about today, that I quickly want to mention, the Lakers got a few draft steals actually in the draft. It was kind of a little interesting. So this morning, Lakers Nation reported that the Lakers had picked up Matt McClung and a few other players. And the one that jumped out to me was Matt McClung, because I'm not sure if you guys remember him. People that followed college basketball avidly would remember who Matt McClung is, because for Texas Tech, he was the guy who hit that game winner shot. I believe it was versus Texas. And the Lakers signed, I believe, 4 players for the G League, and then they signed 2 players, undrafted players, on a two-way deals. But the thing with it's going to be really cool to see is, it's going to be really cool to see. It's going to be really cool to see, a few of those guys I've been heard reporting, like not Matt McClung, but there was this guy from Ayayi from Gonzaga. He was supposed to be an early second-round pick, and he ended up going undrafted. So the Lakers got a few undrafted steals that will play in the G League, but Matt McClung is going to be fun to watch in the G League, because he was always, for Texas Tech, was always this do-or-die player, gonna take the last shot. He was fun to watch. So I'm very glad to see Matt McClung on our team. So yeah, my reaction to the Russell Westbrook trade, was I was excited. I don't want to hear anybody saying we could have gotten Kyle Lowry. This was the best case scenario for Russell Westbrook. He wanted to come here, and now it's just all about the Lakers figuring it out. It's going to be all basically about the Lakers trying to find a way to figure it out. But I believe they can, if they can just surround themselves with some cheap shooters. Carmelo Anthony, guys like that, Rudy Gay. People that can shoot the basketball, the Lakers will be fine. Rob Pelinka is the best GM in the league. He will work it out. He has almost worked it out every year. So excited to see that come into roll, because this is going to be a fun Lakers team. They're going to be the number 1 transition team because of LeBron and Russell Westbrook. It is going to be incredible. Going to be super excited to see it. So let's get to the next topic. My second topic was, let's see. Okay, well, I did not put that banner at all on the thingy. That was supposed to be reactions to the Russell Westbrook trade. So this first topic was reactions to the Russell Westbrook trade, and then a few guys that we pick up. But the next one will be Is the NBA a more exciting league than the NFL because of their overseas players? And I was thinking about this, and I was trying to come up with topics earlier on today. And basically, is the NBA more exciting because of their overseas players? And I was thinking, honestly, I feel like the NBA kind of is that type of they have these overseas players that make it more fun. I was looking at the draft, and only half of the people in the first round were this year's 2021 NBA draft. Only half of the people in the first round were players that I knew. Like the rest, I had no idea who they were. Either it was from G League Ignite or whatever. I had no idea who these people were. Quick shout out though to Isaiah Livers, great Michigan player. I'm just super excited for him going to the Pistons. I love Isaiah Livers, was a great leader on Michigan. But anyways, I feel like that's why the NFL, like the NBA has really done a great job in expanding and everybody's wanted to play their sport. But the NFL, that's why they're trying to expand. They're trying to get more overseas players. We've seen them trying to just kind of like get more overseas players. But my thing is like, will they ever succeed? I don't think so, because most of those countries that they're trying to expand to, especially Europe and things like that, they all have rugby, they all have their sports, they all have soccer, so it's not really going to work. But yes, the NBA, it's almost like it's more dynamic of a league because, for example, in the NFL draft last year, I almost knew every single player in the first round and a lot of the players in the rest of the rounds that were really good. When it starts getting to the fifth, sixth round, okay, now you start to not really, yeah. But I knew a lot of the players in the NFL draft this last year. I didn't know barely any of the players in the NBA this last year. So it's just interesting. The NBA has a more dynamic format and how they recruit players and how they get these type of things. So that was interesting to me. My next topic is Franz Wagner went higher than Davion Mitchell in the draft. I was surprised because I watched Baylor play, and I love Franz Wagner. He's a Michigan guy, favorite team. But here's the thing about Franz. I feel like I don't really, I like Franz Wagner, but I feel like he's a defender guy he's a defender guy, but Davion Mitchell, to me, Davion Mitchell is a top 3 player in this draft. He came from Baylor, and I got to watch him in the NFL. He was dynamic. He was insane, Davion Mitchell. I just don't understand why Davion Mitchell didn't get a higher pick. I don't understand why the Magic decided to go with Franz Wagner, a pick ahead of Davion Mitchell, because I believe that Davion Mitchell is a former Donovan Mitchell or Damian Lillard. Again, it was funny that Davion Mitchell is literally considered is almost the exact same name as Donovan Mitchell. But I do believe that he is going to be a top 5 player. I don't know why. That was really weird to me in a sense, because Franz Wagner, like what? Like I didn't understand Franz Wagner at all, the Franz Wagner move. But yeah, I guess that was an interesting move for sure. But I mean, Franz Wagner's a good player, but I didn't think he was going to go number 8 overall. So quick, before I go to my next topic, I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning of the show, quick announcement. So this next week is going to be a busy week, coming back strong. Obviously, I'm back from vacay, coming back strong. So Tuesday, we're going to have Waruna Pereira, because he was the first guy to ever really believe in me for anything. Like, he was the first guy to really subscribe to me outside of my family, so I'll have him on for a short show. And then on Wednesday, we have our big show with the next day, we have a big show with Kobe Ransom from Talking Niners podcast. Kobe from Talking Niners podcast. We'll have him on Wednesday. So we're going to have 2 shows back-to-back, Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't miss out for that one. So let's get back to the show. It's going to be an exciting week. I will bringing you guys content for a long, long time. So was Jalen Suggs drafted too late? And here's a thing that I feel like was, to me, I think he was. He wasn't. I think, like, obviously the obvious answer is the Raptors saw something that they didn't like in Jalen Suggs. And I believe that I like Jalen Suggs, but in a way I don't really. Like, in a way, Jalen Suggs is great, but first thing, I'll lay out a few things. Gonzaga is a small score in a small conference. They're in I think it's the West Coast, something like that, conference where they have no hard teams except BYU, but BYU never really is that good anyways. They really, and I mean, they were a good team, don't get me wrong, this last game, but all I'm saying is I could see why teams are scared away from Jalen Suggs. I feel like Jalen Suggs is a player that, obviously, like I said, small school, but just he has a high potential to be a draft bust because of just the way you saw him go up against Baylor and you saw him get destroyed. You could say that Baylor was the closest you could tell from an NBA team. Like Baylor, there's NBA teams, and then there's Baylor. Baylor is the closest Baylor is the college basketball team that is the closest to looking to, and they are the closest looking NBA team last year. And the thing I didn't get is Davion Mitchell, who went number 9, I believe, and Jalen Suggs went number 5 overall. Davion Mitchell outplayed Jalen Suggs in the national champ. Like, absolutely outplayed Jalen Suggs in the national champion. So I don't want to hear that one is better than the other. I feel like Davion Mitchell would have been a better pick. I feel like Davion Mitchell played a lot better than Jalen Suggs. He shut Jalen Suggs down. And I just have a bad feeling about Jalen Suggs. Maybe it's just my biasness, but I feel like Davion Mitchell in this circumstance, because he played with a bigger school, because he played with more grown men, I feel like Davion Mitchell is a more sure product. And I really feel like Davion Mitchell was the right pick. I don't think I think Jalen Suggs should have landed even farther down the list because I really don't have a good feeling about this guy at all. So that's all I gotta say for today, guys. But hit the like, hit the subscribe. Remember, next week, Tuesday, Waruna, Wednesday, Kobe Ransom. So peace out, guys. I will see you guys later. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the background music, and we will see you guys later.